Hi everyone, welcome to Awaken Spirit Wisdom. This is a collective reading, a general collective reading. It's not time specific, so I trust when you get this reading it may be right for you. Spirit have asked me to kind of just do a general reading for the collective, just to gain some perspective or insight into what's going on for everybody. This is a spiritual reading, so bear that in mind. Bearing in mind that energy is fluid. Like I said, it is a general and a collective reading, so take what resonates for you. It may be that what comes through this reading is a progression of events that may help you along your own journey at this moment in time, your own physical soul journey, whatever. Obviously it will be different for each and every one of you, so and it will mean different things to every one of you, so take what resonates and leave the rest. Okay, Spirit, what would you like to bring for the collective? It may be that one aspect of this reading is for you, depending on where you are on your own journey. And then later on, you may be drawn back to this reading for the next stage. So I don't know, we'll see. See what comes through. Okay. Okay, so just bear with me a minute while I tune in. So we do have progression of events. You've got number 4, 5, 6 and 7 coming through. We also have mirroring numbers. We've got a 64 and 46, so you may want to have a look at those, and these cards are actually mirroring each other, so we'll get into what that means. Oh, and we've got a double mirroring. We've got 12 and 21. So wow, so there might be a lot of synchronistic energies or events taking place that you may want to be more in tune to, because I do feel that Spirit are trying to get your attention or give you some kind of guidance, and if you blink and miss it, then it's obviously going to be harder for them to try and give you that message at that moment in time where it will have relevance and power. Okay, so we have reference to the lunar cycle, so I do feel that this may be from one cycle of the month to the next cycle, so it depends on when you get this reading. Think of it as a month from that day in terms of the lunar, where the lunar cycle is, to the next month. So it may be that this takes place for you over a 1 month lunar cycle. Some of you, obviously this may be a longer period of time, so we'll just see what is coming through. I do feel that the energy coming through for this specific reading, this specific message coming through, is maybe connecting in with Chiron going retrograde. Chiron is the wounded healing planet, so it generally takes you back to some aspect of your childhood that is needing healing. So you may be feeling quite triggered over the next month with regards to childhood wounds. That's the word that they are coming forward with. Spirit are guiding me to read the Coyote card. I don't normally do I just get on with it, but every now and then Spirit kind of wants the specific message to come forward. So bear with me a minute. Okay, Coyote is the symbol of sacred trickster, the one who provides detours for growth and understanding by ensuring that things don't go as planned. The Coyote brings the energy of divine deception to set you free from the shackles of that which doesn't serve you. Sometimes it appears that you will get everything you want, only to find that Coyote brings you the opposite of what you hoped for. The lessons offered by Coyote may at first appear confusing, but they are most sacred and always for your highest good. So that's the essence of the energy coming forward. And the invitation is, if Coyote calls to you, this is a time to pay special attention to detours and disappointments, as they are true tests of faith. You have set your intentions and turned them over to Great Spirit, yet you may find yourself lost and confused when it appears you are being led off course, off the path leading to your most cherished dreams and desires. It's so interesting, my voice is really changing. Remember this, Coyote is a sacred trickster. I'm feeling all emotional while I'm doing this. This is interesting, and maybe leading you into challenges to ensure that you are ready to handle what you've set in motion. Great growth and understanding come to you when Coyote calls your name. Right, well, that's an interesting start to this message, and my voice is really, I feel like I'm getting all emotional, but I don't feel emotional, but my voice is sounding all emotional. So I do feel that if you're drawn to this reading, you are going through a lot of emotional triggers at the moment. And Coyote is obviously instigating this because you are really needing and are being totally supported by Chiron in retrograde. I think Chiron stays retrograde till September. I might have that wrong. I don't have my list in front of me, and I wasn't expecting to do a Chiron reading. I was going to maybe do that later on in the month, but anyway, Spirit's brought it closer, brought it forward. So what was I saying? Spirit are intervening to ensure that you do go through these triggers that are going to help bring up those deeper wounds within you that have been self-sabotaging you on an unconscious level. And you may be aware of them, you may not be aware of them. And unfortunately, when we get triggered to go deep into these really raw, painful wounds, and Chiron's very much to do with your sense of identity, a sense of feeling abandonment, and also Chiron brings you the ability to empower yourself. So you may want to look up what Chiron retrograde transition energy is bringing forward. So if you type into Google Chiron retrograde transition, what does it mean? And then it will give you an indication of specifically what it is that you may need to be looking at, or what Chiron in retrograde is ultimately supporting you to move through so that you can become more empowered. Because you get in the blade. Now the blade, there's two things coming up with the blade. You can use the blade to cut people down to size, and that's can be quite a negative thing, especially if you're feeling hurt and triggered and vulnerable. The other positive aspect of blade is you've been given a tool to empower yourself. You've been given the tool to release yourself from past hurts, wounds, as long as you do the healing and nurturing that is required. So Chiron retrograde may really bring up some really deep rooted things for you that may then help you go into some form of therapy where you finally get to the root cause of the pain or the pattern, and thus you free yourself from that hurt, from the cycle of that pain going round and round. No matter what you do, you just can't get out of it. You can't change it. You try this and it doesn't change. You try that and it's, nothing changes. And no matter what you do, you leave the job and it's the same trigger in a different way, but it's the same thing. Or you leave that relationship and then somebody else comes along and it's great, and it's like, oh no, that's the same thing again. So it's giving you the opportunity to really free yourself from that energy and to heal. So with Coyote, you may feel like everything's against you, but just remember that with Coyote starting this reading, Spirit are letting you know that there is a reason why things are going off course. And that's because you need to go down a different route in order for something to come up for you, for this trigger, for this healing to take place, because it is in line with your highest purpose. Spirit are aligning you up to your destiny. They are lining you up to who you are meant to be. And you can't step into that power if those wounds are there. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does. You've got the witness coming through. So for some of you, it may be that you are needing to go into some form of healing therapy, counseling, or whatever you feel is appropriate for you, through somebody else witnessing the pain and your experience of what it is that you've gone through. That absolutely helps to set you free, and you realize that you no longer need to be ashamed of what you've been through. Obviously, you need to make sure that you find the right person that is supportive, compassionate, empathic, non-judgmental, because that is the key to the healing. The other thing that's coming through, thank you Spirit, is to go into these wounds without critical parent mode, without judging that there's something wrong with you. You need to go into your wounds with absolute love, compassion, with sacred honor for this part of you that is deeply wounded. And you can see by the color of that card, there is, this can reflect or represent that it's so raw, it's so broken, it feels so broken, it feels like this part of you is so worthless, and that's not true. This is how you are feeling, and Chiron is bringing this to your attention, and Spirit are bringing this to your attention because they know that's not who you really are. They know that in order for you to become this amazing part of who you are, you need to witness the pain with absolute compassion, with absolute self-care, nurture, empathy, without judgment. Really important, without judgment, because it's going to take you a lot longer for that healing to take place. So we have thunder and coyote, thunder underneath coyote. So this just really, for me, is what's the word? It's just gone out of my mind. Anyway, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, it's reinforcing the fact that some things are just totally out of your hands. The thunder card is very much Spirit coming in to clear the path, or to make way for something new to come in. You don't really have a choice. You can feel that something's coming, but you don't know what it is. So Spirit are definitely making sure that you can distract yourself as much as you like, but they're going to bring this to you because it is something that is going to awaken something so much more magical within you. You are going to be able to transition into who you really are once you've worked through this deep wound or wounds from the past. They are offering you the blade to help you release yourself from those old patterns and allow you to embark on the beauty way. Now, the beauty way represents a much more peaceful, calm, sacred, co-creative pathway where you can fully just be who you really are, co-creating with the divine, be at peace with your essence, your being, know that you are safe, that nothing is going to trigger you out of this pure essence of who you really are. Obviously, you need to just make sure you don't put yourself in situations that will cause pain or harm. But basically, up until this point, it feels like you haven't fully been allowed to be yourself for whatever reason, or you've not allowed yourself to fully come out of your shell because there's this deep part of you that isn't feeling like it's right, there's something wrong with you, or it's so deeply vulnerable, or, it can be a whole lot of anything. It could be filled with a whole lot of shame and embarrassment. And we all have this. Everybody is going through some element of a deep wound that is connected to their true sense of identity. That is going to be triggered throughout the next few months. So it's not you specifically. Some of you are in this process already. Some of you haven't started it yet. Obviously, depending on how deep your wound is, will depend on how long it takes for you to move through this energy and to heal. And obviously, again, for some of you, it may be that you need to go for some form of therapy to get help and support through the process. For some of you, you may be able to just work through it yourself. So take what resonates with you. And as a result of coming back into your power, you will be feeling like the gatherer. So the gatherer is somebody who's of some, it's the energy of very earth energy. It's grounded, it's fertility, it's fruition, it's manifestation. It's a very earthy energy. So do you feel that you're gonna feel like some part of you has finally come back into your being that has been missing for all this time? Okay, Spirit, for goodness sakes, they want me to read the Serpent card as well, so I'll read that. Might as well just read the book. Spirit, you should have just told me that I'm going to be reading from the book for the whole reading. Serpent. Let me hold the card up. The serpent is the life force of Mother Earth. The coiled serpent of the Kundalini brings passion, healing, and renewal. She offers us the fruit of the tree of knowledge in the Garden of Eden and reminds us to shed the past the way she sheds her tired old skin. Serpent comes to offer you the forbidden fruit that will set your passion and creativity free. So that's the essence of the card. The invitation. The serpent power of the Kundalini is stirring within your chakras, gently asking you to embrace its mystery. Shed the old skin that you have been so attached to, and welcome the vulnerable pink belly that will bring you a fresh experience into your life. Your passion and sexuality are awakening, and this can be scary. Trust the wisdom of serpent to transform your sensual energies into beautiful original manifestations. So there you have it. You've got Spirit guiding you through this process, at the beginning of the reading and at the end, and it's not really the end, so I'm going to just pull some more cards. See if there's anything else that Spirit would like to bring forward. So basically, I'm feeling that the energy that's coming through this reading is very much tied into Chiron Retrograde. Obviously, there are a lot of other planets retrograde, so you may want to look up what that means for you and what it is that is helping or supporting you. It may give you some insight into exactly what it is coming up for you that's unconscious, so it may give you some more clarity. Spirit, anything else? I think it's so funny. I was going to do overall energies for Chiron reading sometime next week, but Spirit have obviously brought half the message forward. So one more shuffle, Spirit. Anything else? I guess when it's the right time, it's the right time. Okay. Wow. Okay, so we've got Owl coming in also as a spirit guide or energy that's going to help you understand whatever's hidden in your unconscious mind that's connected to these triggers or these wounds. Owl is going to help you to bring insight into why they're there, where they started, the impact that it's having on your life, as a broader perspective. Owl does bring all hidden information to the light, so do call upon Owl if you're confused, if you need clarity, if you're not sure which way to go with it. Just, if you need to get some more information, look up the spiritual meaning of Owl. It may be that some of you have Owl as your spirit guide, so do call upon Owl to help you through this process and to bring you insight and illumination. You have the sacrifice card, so this generally means a sacred ceremony, offering up something that has been sacred to you, to Spirit, and then as a result it will return 10 times better or in 10 times more amazing. So I do feel that maybe for some of you, once you come through this inner child healing, you will fully understand the blessings that were attached to the pain that you've been carrying around for such a long time, because it's helped you to evolve as a soul. It's helped you to grow stronger, wiser. It's given something to you that you can now then offer to Spirit, and it will be given back to you whole. Maybe that you're offering your pain to Spirit and releasing that, and then Spirit's going to bring it back to you healed and complete, so that you can then reintegrate that energy into your entire being. I do feel that with this card energetically, it is bringing you a lot more clarity and insight into the purpose of what it is that you've struggled with and how it has brought you to this point in your life to move you into the next stage of your journey. So everything happens for a reason, and I know we don't like hearing that, but that's life. Everything is, all these things come to us because they are ultimately bringing us a gift. Either they're bringing you insight, growth, a lesson, learning to forgive yourself, love yourself, accept yourself. I don't know, it could be anything. So there is something that's coming through as a result of this process that's going to give you a lot more understanding and a bigger perspective, a wider perspective. And everything that's connected to whatever this wound is going to make so much more sense. And then you've got Eagle and the Vision Quest. So I do feel it may be helpful for some of you who can access this yourself to do a vision quest where you are asking Spirit to show you what it is that you need to understand, release, purge, heal, to move forward, to release, so that you can then come into greater wisdom and understanding and co-create with Spirit your true destiny, your true path, what's meant for you as a result of this healing. So as a result of you working through your wounds, something is coming in that is going to really empower you to stand in your own authenticity, in your truth, in your being. You're going to feel a deep sense of freedom and empowerment as a result. You're going to realize that Spirit have had your back all this time. even though they've been a bit cheeky and, thrown a few detours, synchronistic detours to kind of throw you off path, but actually they've got your back. They know exactly where you're meant to be, in terms of helping you release what's really important to let go of, so you can step into your empowerment. Is there anything else, Spirit? I hope that makes sense. I honestly can't remember half the stuff I've talked to you about through this. So take what resonates with you. Like I said, it's not going to be for all of you. Some of you are already on this journey. Some of you are at different stages of it, and some of you are going to start to go into it. So just bear that in mind. Take what resonates with you. As I said, it is a general and a collective reading. So I can't go into specific details for each and every one of you. But I know that you will find your way with this. Spirit are totally behind you, helping to illuminate the path for you, and their purpose is to guide you to a more peaceful, authentic journey for the rest of your path in this lifetime, or forever, whatever. All right, then I'm going to leave it there because I'm going to start talking rubbish soon. So I wish you all the best of luck. I will probably be doing a few more readings that may add on to this, because a lot of the readings I do are progression readings. So anyway, take care. All the best of luck. Be gentle with yourself.